BEERRUN, beer run. BEERRUN, beer run. All we need is a 10 and a 5, or a car and a key and a sober driver. BEERRUN, beer run.
Hi. Yeah, just a spoiler alert, Genesee, 12 horses, ale. It's okay. I was actually having a Bloody Mary with a beer chaser. Was shooting the shit with Paul Hasman 440 and watching the Vikings game, and of course, like usual, they suck complete ass, so I was not really paying much attention to them, and then towards the end it actually looked like something. No, nothing good actually happened. They lost to the Cowboys, and they've managed to win just one game this season so far, so yeah, go Vikings. We're going to be looking at clown shoes, and of course by now you'll end up with 2 brew reviews today, because last night's I think it was like 2:30 in the morning, and I hit the render button on the software and it crashed and I lost everything, and I'm like, I'm not starting over tonight. So but as a thing for you guys to see it before over there, I worked on the Mosin today. I don't know if you can tell or not. It's not perfect. It's not bad. Any of you guys that have ever taken on the challenge of making a Mosin Nagant barrel shiny, you know what I'm talking about. I took one pass to resurface it, and I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be this is gonna be a long thing. It kind of looked like you just sawed the top off the mountain range, but yeah, I put a little time into that. Now I just have to turn down the bolt and get some kind of a scope mount on there. Alex 357 has a scope that he says would work good for that, so which is good because I don't have one. Okay, clown shoes. So far, everything I've had from them has been outstanding, and this is their Brown Angel. It is a double brown ale, and kind of a non-traditional. Says on here, comes at you from 3 levels. At the heart of the beer is a layer upon layer of pure delicious malt. Columbus and Amarillo hops add an intense hop presence, while a final layer of East Kent Goldings delivers a delicate floral finish. This is not your old school brown, but rather a sexy American interpretation, and it is 7% by volume. And like all of the clown shoes, the cap looks just like that, and my hollow point, I don't give a shit if my hands look dirty, because I've been polishing a Mosin Nagant barrel. Okay, that's what it looks like. Definitely good carbonation. Got us a good couple fingers ahead there. Definitely very lofty. A little bit of lacing. Yeah. And for a brown, it's just well, maybe just a little bit deeper in color than normal. Kind of smells like a brown ale and an IPA together, which if they're talking about all the hops they have in here, I guess that would make sense. Unlike some of them, though, it's not the smell that you'd fall in love with. So well, let's find out what it tastes like. Cheers. Well, they're right when they say they're basically cutting their own path. It is like taking a good brown ale and mixing in a much more hoppy beer. Most browns more on the roasted malt side and less on the hops. Oh, someone remind me about the Mosin. I have something I actually need to maybe do a little work on, and or someone that has more knowledge than me, you know. Just because I put up a video on what to look for when purchasing a Mosin Nagant doesn't mean I automatically know all the deep dark history on it, and something I want to show you guys. But I'll wait and handle the firearms after I've consumed more alcohol, because that's the way I like to do it for those safety sallies. And again, that one doucherama looks like another awesome pour. There's nothing on the floor. It's all on the glass. Definitely like a medium mouth feel. A lot of the browns don't really have that much of a heavy presence. This one has more of a heavy presence to it. Picking up with that, I got a bunch of dark chocolate and coffee in there too. Yeah, I kind of digging this. I like the kind of like that it's kind of in its own little world. You can find some of the brown ales that might have a little of the coffee or of the chocolate, but I don't know if I've ever had one that was as much of a presence of the hops as this one. Ooh, Birdman, I think I might have one. Might have one working up. Yeah, it's like right there in the beginning. It's you're thinking, oh, this is gonna be rather hoppy. It just starts to get you with that citrus. Not quite a full blown grapefruit and pine kind of thing, but you're thinking, oh yeah, this is going to be some of that, and all of a sudden that just kind of burns away. You got like a moment of that dry hoppy bitterness, and right behind that is some roasted malts. And then right at the finish is when you get the chocolate and the coffee. This is very nice. And smooth, very smooth finish. You know, any of the hoppiness that you notice is like right there at the beginning, and it's by the time you're into the middle and then the finish, it's all gone, and the finish just leaves a really nice roasted malt with heavy on the chocolate and the coffee, but you don't even notice that like up front, which is kind of unique. And seeing how, as of when I'm standing here drinking this, talking to you, the last night's brew review, where we just kind of did a live impromptu. I was having a good conversation with Alex and Travis, and Ms. Bomey was sitting in on it, and they were just having a good time. And I guess I brought the camera up and decided to do that. I haven't done one of those in a long time. Usually they're just silly because everybody turns into a 2-year-old, which I'm okay with. So I don't know what kind of comments that they're going to have. Hopefully, well, it doesn't matter. It's my experience, and nobody's been rude over here yet. But the Saint Philon, however it's pronounced, they're basically winter special. I have to say that it had a very good taste to it. I mean, I would have to say, if I would have just stopped at that first glass, I would have probably said, you know, for a Christmas ale, which I'm never usually a huge fan of, but they're kind of growing on me. I would have said that one was outstanding. It's just when you I'm sorry, man, but all the shit floating in that just kind of bothered me. It's like you don't get it at first, and it's kind of like I made the comment, pouring a glass of milk, and you know you've drank 90% of it, and you get right to the bottom, and a friend of mine's his daylight savings time, and he's wondering what the hell the actual time is, because the two devices in his house are saying completely different things. So sorry, I don't stand here and do this crap. Yeah, it was just outstanding for a winter ale. For what it is, you know, and the winter ales that I had, I probably would have given that like an 8.5. You know, that was very good. I just couldn't I just couldn't deal with all, and it was so thick too. It wasn't like just a few things, you know. And I poured out the very bottom of it in the sink out of the bottle. It literally looked like you took some medium coarse sawdust and just. So the beer was good. It just seemed so wrong. Birdman. I tell you, that nice hoppy bread, and I got that more right in the very beginning of this. It's just it's the complexity and how it is through the swallow with your taste buds. Yeah, I know, swallow. Keywords for the homo convention. Yeah, just very unique how much it separates everything, and you get that kind of intense hoppy bread bitterness, and then that's gone, and then you get the roasted malts and the chocolate. It's like two beers in one. That's really good. Oh, I tell you, Clown Shoes, which is actually AKA was it Mercury Brewing Company. I don't know why they just go with that. Mercury Brewing Company. Now that seems kind of cool. Clown Shoes, not so much. So, double brown ale. Brown Angel. Another one from Clown Shoes that I highly recommend. And I have to say I give this an 8.5. Okay, this is not over. I need to take this, so let's wait right there. Wow, it's good thing I took that call. That was a friend of mine who I'm actually gonna be doing some work with tomorrow on his house, and his computer already set to the right time. His phone for some reason is the wrong time, and he thought daylight savings time was tonight. So he would have set it back again, which meant he would have been very late meeting me at his future home tomorrow. So sorry about that. I think I was, until I was rudely interrupted, going to I don't know, I recommend, obviously recommend that 8.5 on the E scale. No real political rants, but I wanted to, in the process of cleaning the Mosin up, and I don't know if the camera is going to be able to pick this up. Sort of. See the marks? Right there, and right there. There's a total of 4 of them. Those are actually the backside of ground off screws, which leads me to believe that this was had been converted back from being one of their sniper rifles. So that's kind of cool. I don't know why they would have drilled for the scope mount and then ground the screws off and blended it back into the receiver for any situation other than that this was one of their converted models for a sniper, which kind of makes it kind of cool for me, because you wonder what the history is, you know, how many enemies this has taken. But right now I'm pretty impressed with the project as far as a budget build goes. You want to throw the bottom line on it. You can find these stocks from between 80 and $60. Probably find one of the Monte Carlos on Amazon. I think you can find them in like right around $60. It was $50 for the bipod, and I have to say, for what I've seen in prices, the Blackhawk is just awesome bipod. This particular one, you know, the range is 9 inches to 12 inches. Pull it out all the way for the highest setting, it automatically locks. Otherwise you can set it anywhere in between. The bipod also allows you to cant the rifle, plus it gives you a few degrees that way, like the next model under it did not allow you to do. Just for the money, it just seems like a very nice bipod. So let's call it $110 for the stock and the bipod, and I personally paid $89 for the original Mosin Nagant rifle. So you can get pretty far. I mean, obviously, if you're going to go for any kind of a hunting and you want to go beyond the iron sights, which by cutting it down, this thing measured almost 29 inches of barrel, and right now I have it at 22. And I said ground off the that's what started this whole thing, ground off the rear sight rail, and just decided to polish it up and make it nice and shiny. So the next thing is deciding whose product I want to use. If I want to stay with all ATI and chop off the bolt handle and use ATI's turn down and the ATI's scope mount. I had one guy make a comment that they come loose, or the nuts, or it snaps off. Well, for the price, I'm willing to give it a try. And I've only had one person tell me that the ATI's scope rail wasn't able to hold true. Well, if these are do-it-yourself things, so Lord knows what one person did, what another person would do. Basically, the bottom line is you're looking at 10, $200. You're looking at $250 to get that ready for a scope. And like I said, Alex said he was going to send one up for me to give a try that he thought would work very well for that and handling it. So I would end up with a long range 30 caliber rifle for $250. So I think I might give the ATI setup a try. Like I said, they sell their kit, which is the scope rail, the mounts, the tap, the drill, the turn down handle, and the supplies and the tap to go with that, and the whole setup is less than $60. And if you do a search for them, there's some very cool turn down handles, but first you need to send yours in so that you know, your numbers match, and they cut yours down and they put their handle on. It's got a nice knurled knob, but you're looking at $105 plus shipping just for the handle. And now companies like Rock Solid make probably one of the best scope mounts. You're looking at another $110 plus for that. So you're gonna double your money for a bolt handle and a scope rail. So I think it's worth just giving ATI stuff a try. If it doesn't work, you know, as long as the new rail doesn't fall where the ATI one was tapped, that'd be all you'd have to do is probably reposition the new mount in a different spot if you had to re-tap it, or have someone just quickly weld those screw holes shut, clean it up, and then re-tap in that location again. So I think for the money, it's probably worth just sticking with the ATI setup on that. But I'm actually kind of excited to get that done and get a chance to use it. The other project is the new ATI Scorpion for the 1022, and honestly, it's actually sitting in the Scorpion stock there. It's not none of this stuff has been screwed together because I have some internal parts coming. Actually, I thought they were already going to be here. Chuck, me and Chuck put up a video. I don't know if his is going to end up in the ATI stock or not, but the charging handle, the rod, and the spring calibration kit, kind of what they have, is the exact same one that I have on order. Right down, the company sells like 6 different charging handles, and me and Chuck bought the exact same one. So I may or may not have that tomorrow. That one is the same thing. It's gonna need I'm putting a scope on it, changing a few things on the internal, and probably yet today I want to pull the trigger and the guts out of the receiver on that and polish the internals. Travis, that's what he did, and you really smooths things off when you polish that all up. So tomorrow let's take a look at one of the ones from Jerry, Blue Thunder. Overlook IPA. This is from Pennsylvania Brewing Company, Pittsburgh, PA. And American IPA. And I do not see an alcohol percentage on here. So, take a look at that tomorrow. Back to work for a bunch of you, I'm sure. Otherwise, I am going to go tear the 1022 apart and start prepping that. And again, thank all you guys that went over and saw that video. I could have made that video a lot more elaborate as far as actually showing the steps, but like I said in that video, Iraqi veteran, he has like a six or more part series on doing that. Of course, like I said, you know, he has a $700 tap set and crowning tools and blah blah blah, and you know, and I wanted to be able to do this with what most of us would already have on hand. You can cut down the barrel with a hacksaw if you have to, a sawzall, portaband, a chop. Actually, I wish I had a steel blade on one of my chop saws, because that would have probably made the most true cut, and probably pretty smooth. But you know, I just cut it with what I had in hand and cleaned everything up. To be honest, probably the biggest issue is, you know, do you have a torch to take that back sight off? Unless, of course, you just want to leave your maybe, you know, there's nothing that says that you can't just take your complete Mosin and set it right down in that Monte Carlo stock. I just thought it honestly looked kind of ridiculous with that barrel length here. Like I said, I took 6.5 inches off of that. So, but yeah, I'm kind of jazzed. Really like the way it looked. I like a more modern look than kind of the classic stuff anyway. And besides that, I still have my hex receiver. A couple people wanted to know if I did the hex, and it's like, no, I'm not going to sporterize a hex. Actually, if that one there used to be a sniper, the fact that I'm converting it into a modern day sniper is cool with me. I'm glad I did, but I kind of want to do the research because I do not see those marks in my other rifle. So, okay, guys, it's I guess a 2 for a day on the brew reviews. Again, something else good from Clown Shoes. The only thing that there was actually left, I bought the last bottle of the Double Brown. The only thing that I could actually go get right now, I don't even remember the name of it, but it was a barley wine, and I kind of leaned against it because it said barley wine on it, but being that it's from Clown Shoes. Of course, the other giveaway is like 12 bottles of the barley wine, and 10 of them are still there, and 12 bottles of the Vampire Slayer were gone in less than 48 hours, and 12 bottles of the Brown were gone in less than 72 hours, so maybe that's a sign in itself. Okay, you guys enjoy your Sunday, try to deal with your Monday, and we'll see you tomorrow. We'll take a look at that Overlook IPA. Later, guys.